our climate justice revival service this Sunday. Woo! I'm Abhi Janamanchi, he, him, and I'm delighted to gather with you today in the space of renewal, connection, and commitment. I'm a South Asian Indian male in his 50s with dark hair and a graying mustache, wearing a dark blue or teal vest, a pink shirt, and blue pants. At Cedar Lane, we are a community where love works. We're dedicated to exploring the eternal, nurturing one another, and building a more just world, while embodying the ideals and the vision of the beloved community. We welcome individuals from all backgrounds, beliefs, sexual orientations, gender identities, abilities, documentation status, and life experiences. If you're new or feeling new, we'd love to connect with you. Please raise your hand if you're here in person, or introduce yourself in the chat if you're online, and keep your hand raised as we have a small token of appreciation for joining us, for taking the risk to join us in worship today. Let us give our guests a warm Cedar Lane welcome. After the service, we invite you to join us for fellowship and refreshments in the fellowship hall. It's a great opportunity to meet others and strengthen your connections with our vibrant community. And if you feel comfortable, please feel free to use a yellow mug, because at Cedar Lane, yellow means it sure is. And your using a yellow mug is an invitation for our members to seek you out, just to be clear, not the other way around. We're especially thrilled this morning to welcome our distinguished faith and community leaders who are joining us for our service. My dear friend, Imam Rafai Arifin from Islamic Community Center of Potomac, ICCP, Tanushree Datta Isaacman from Action in Montgomery, AIM, Liv Kaur from the Sikh community, Joel Novi from Interfaith Power and Light, IPL, and the amazing singer and activist Leah Morris. Welcome. Oh, you're a congregant, Leah. I was looking for you. If you're in need of a listening ear or some extra support, our caring team is here for you. Please reach out to Barbara Tomar, our caring team member. Thank you, Barbara. And now, in the spirit of love and community, let's take a moment to greet one another. Please turn to your neighbor and offer a warm hello, or if you're online, greet each other.
Leads us in this song, I want to invite you also to participate. So it will probably be helpful if you hear it just once, right? And if you like, because you'll be singing the melody, I want to offer you some moves that will help the lyrics to land in your body. So let's jump in together, all right? As soon as it feels familiar, I'd like to sing it through with you twice, and then we'll bring the choir in, okay? And if you want to sing with us, that's great. Keep your heart wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've already got it. You've got to keep your heart wide open until your faith brings you back to solid ground. One more time, all together. Kids, show them how it's done. Keep your heart wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your heart wide open until your faith brings you back to solid ground. I'm gonna keep your heart. I'm gonna keep wide open. I'm gonna keep wide open. Though these waves want to push, though they want you around, though these waves want to push you around. I'm gonna keep your heart. I'm gonna keep wide open. I'm gonna keep my heart wide open. Till my faith brings me back to solid ground. Until my faith brings me back to solid ground. I'm gonna keep your heart. I'm gonna keep wide open. I'm gonna keep my heart wide open. Though these waves want to push, though they want you around, though these waves want to push me around. I'm gonna keep your heart. I'm gonna keep wide open. I'm gonna keep my heart wide open. Until my faith brings me back to solid ground. Until my faith brings me back to solid ground.
We join with the earth and with each other to bring new life to the land, to restore the waters, to refresh the air.
We join with the earth and with each other to renew the forests, to care for the plants, to protect the creatures.
We join with the earth and with each other to celebrate the seas, to rejoice in the sunlight, to sing the song of the stars.
We join with the earth and with each other to to recall our destiny, to renew our spirits, to sing, to reinvigorate our bodies.
We join with the earth and with each other to create the human community, to promote justice and peace, to remember our children.
We join together as many and diverse expressions of one loving mystery for the healing of the earth and the renewal of all life. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. I am Caroline Ritz, your worship associate this morning, and my pronouns are she and her. I am a white female with dark brown, kind of curly hair, and I'm wearing a sweater vest and a white shirt and some linen pants and docks. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we light a chalice as a symbol of our shared faith and community. As members of the environmental justice team kindle the chalice, I invite you to share where you are lighting your chalice from in the chat. Please rise in body or in spirit and join me in the chalice lighting words. We light this chalice as a symbol of our commitment to climate justice. As we ignite this flame, we honor the strength within us to create change, to clear away what no longer serves, and to make space for healing and hope. May this flame remind us of our collective power and responsibility to care for our earth, to protect the vulnerable, and to work together for a future that is just, sustainable, and bright.
As we continue the celebration of our revival together, I am so excited to bring you a story by one of my favorite children's authors, Kobi Yamada. The images are by May Bisum. This story is called, What Do You Do with a Problem? I don't know how it happened, but one day I had a problem. I didn't want it. I didn't ask for it. I really didn't like having a problem, but it was here. It was here. Why is it here? What does it want? What do you do with a problem? I thought. I wanted it to go away. I shooed it, I scowled at it, I tried ignoring it, but nothing worked. I started to worry about my problem. What if it swallowed me up? What if my problem sneaks up and gets me? What if it takes away all of my things? I worried a lot. I worried about what would happen. I worried about what could happen. I worried about this, and I worried about that. And the more I worried, the bigger my problem became. I wished it would just disappear. I tried everything I could to hide from it. I even found ways to disguise myself, but it still found me. And the more I avoided my problem, the more I saw it everywhere. I thought about it all the time. I didn't feel good at all. I couldn't take it anymore. This has to stop, I declared. Maybe I was making my problem bigger and scarier than it actually was. After all, my problem hadn't really swallowed me up or attacked me. I realized that I had to face it. So even though I didn't want to, I really didn't want to, even though I was really afraid, I got ready and I tackled my problem. When I got face to face with it, I discovered something. My problem wasn't what I thought it was, and I discovered that it had something beautiful inside. My problem held an opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to learn and grow, to be brave, to do something. It showed me that it was important to look closely because some opportunities only come once. So now I see problems differently. I'm not afraid of them anymore because I know their secret. Every problem has an opportunity for something good. You just have to look for it. And that, my loves, is the end of our story.
Wow, what a good story and message. So what do you do with a problem? Face it. That's good. And you have to go through the problem because there's no way around a problem. All right, children. We will now rise and sing Blue Boat Home, and our children and youth will sing the first verse together and then join Reverend Ali and Miss Dolores to go to your programming. Please rise in body or in spirit.
As we enter this sacred time of sharing joys and sorrows, let us pause, take a deep breath, and ground ourselves in the present moment. With open hearts, we welcome the fullness of human experience, joys, challenges, grief, and hope, knowing that in this shared community, none of us journeys alone. Within our Cedar Lane community, we celebrate with Carolyn Morrissey, who graduated from Montgomery College in August with a certificate in environmental horticulture and sustainable agribusiness. We also mourn the passing of longtime member Gilbert Sward, who died on September 19th, 2024, at the age of 93. As we widen our circle of concern, we hold in our hearts all those affected by violence, war, calamities, and climate crises in our nation and around the globe. We extend our caring to all those impacted by the destruction wrought by Hurricane Helene, which has devastated regions in Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas, uprooting lives and causing widespread devastation. We remember the people of Lebanon in the wake of the recent aerial bombing attacks, which have tragically claimed the lives of over 1,000 individuals and left thousands more wounded. We continue to pray for an immediate and lasting ceasefire in Gaza, for the release of all captives, and the swift delivery of much-needed humanitarian aid to those in peril. May we find strength in our connections and hope in our collective efforts to bring healing to the world. As we close this time of sharing, I invite you to take a moment to light a candle to honor the joys and sorrows in your life and to hold them within our shared community. Please feel free to come forward and light a candle as we share this sacred time.
Let us take a moment to center ourselves, inviting our mind, body, and spirit into this space made sacred by our presence and the presence of the Holy, known by many names, in which we live, move, breathe, and have our being. In the spirit of connection, we offer our prayers for the people and the planet. Breathe in, breathe out. As we breathe in, we invite peace. As we breathe out, we share love. Would you join me in prayer? Nameless One of many names and beyond all naming, we gather today with hearts open and grounded in love. We give thanks for the breath that sustains us and for the earth that nurtures all life. Help us, O Spirit, to reimagine a world where love, justice, and compassion are at the center of our relationships with one another and the natural world. Today, we hold in our hearts those affected by Hurricane Helene, which devastated Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and Virginia, causing widespread damage and claiming many lives. We pray for healing and resilience for those impacted, recognizing their pain and loss. We also acknowledge the deeper connections between ecological crises and the ravages of war, militarism, and violence that disrupt communities and ecosystems alike, often leaving our planet and its people vulnerable to the consequences of climate disasters. May we be moved to dismantle the systems that perpetuate violence and ecological harm, advocating for peace and justice in all forms. In this moment, O Holy One, we rise in solidarity with all those who suffer, recognizing that the health of our environment is intertwined with the well-being of all people. Breathing in, we breathe in peace. Breathing out, we breathe out love. As we enter the silence together, you are invited to rise in body and/or in spirit, to speak the names of loved ones you hold in remembrance, or share their names in the chat. Let us hold the silence as the silence holds us. Harold Quayle. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. As we gather today in this significant moment, we recognize that climate justice is not merely an environmental problem to be solved. It is a profound moral, ethical, and spiritual imperative. The effects of climate change disproportionately impact the most vulnerable among us, those who often have the least power to effect change. This reality compels us to act with urgency and compassion, advocating for policies and practices that protect both people and our planet. And our faith calls us to respond not just for ourselves, but for future generations and the myriad forms of life that share this earth. Today, we are honored to welcome our interfaith speakers, each of whom will share their unique reflections and testimonials on how their faith inspires and calls them to take meaningful action for climate justice. Their insights will undoubtedly enrich and deepen the experience for all of us, reminding us of the diverse ways in which we can respond in this critical moment in our shared history. So together, let us listen with open hearts and minds as we explore the powerful intersection of faith and climate justice.
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
It is with hearts full of gratitude and a spirit of unity that we have all gathered here today. We come together as a diverse tapestry of beliefs and traditions, united by our shared humanity and our collective journey to protect the environment. My name is Liv Gaur, and I am a 7th grader at Clarksville Middle School. In this gathering, we have the unique opportunity to reflect on how our various faiths guide us to care for the earth. The principle of preserving and respecting the environment is deeply interwoven into the teachings of Sikhism. Founded in the 15th century by Guru Nanak Dev Ji, our first spiritual leader, Sikhi emphasizes living in harmony with all of Vaheguru's or God's creations. This profound belief fosters a deep respect for every being on this planet and informs our actions as stewards of the earth. The Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, our sacred scripture, contains numerous references to nature and the environment, reminding us of our connectedness. The very first word in Guru Granth Sahib Ji is ik, meaning one. This teaches us that we are all connected, regardless of our faith, and that our well-being is tied to the health of the planet. Guru Nanak Dev Ji beautifully expresses this unity with the following lines. Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tarit Mahat. Air is the teacher, water is the father, and earth is the great mother of all. Divas raat duidai daya khille sagle jagat. Day and night are the nurses, in whose lap the entire world plays. From nature we come, and to nature we will go. Nature is not just a resource, it's an extension of our very beings. This understanding compels us to care for environment as we would care for ourselves. A fundamental concept in Sikhism is Sarbat da Pala, which means welfare of all. The principle extends beyond humanity to embrace all living creatures in the natural world. By upholding this virtue together, we can work to restore harmony and peace to our planet. Additionally, Sikh teachings highlight the importance of kirt karni, or earning an honest living while living a simple life. In our current context, it could mean making conscious choices that support our environment. The practice of seva or selfless service is vital in the journey of stewardship. It embodies the core principles of humility, compassion, and respect for all creation, reflecting our commitment to environmental care across faiths. With that in mind, I'd like to share a poem I wrote in school about climate change. Heroes. Burning bright, engulfed in flames, an orb on fire, our world in pain. And as people, what do? Stand on the sidelines, nothing new. We wait for heroes, but they never come. And then we realize we have to be the ones for change who are for what's right, the ones who save Earth, that will stand up for the fight. That will be us at the end of the day. This is our beautiful Earth, and so it will stay. As we conclude, let us carry this shared commitment forward. May God bless us with wisdom, courage, and perseverance in this vital journey. Let us embrace our shared responsibility to care for the Earth, celebrating the unity in our diverse beliefs. Together, we can create a positive change that inspires future generations. May we leave here filled with hope and determination to be the compassionate stewards of the environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Liv. That was beautiful. Kol ha-neshama tehalel ya hallelujah. Oh, kol ha-neshama tehalel ya hallelujah. Good morning. I'm Joelle Novi with grateful longtime partner of Cedar Lane, Interfaith Power and Light. On this Climate Justice Revival Sunday, I'm thinking about this line from my own tradition, from the Psalms in the Hebrew Bible, Kol ha-neshama, let all that breathes, Tehalel Yah, praise Yah, a name for God which sounds like a breath. I love calling ourselves, each other, all that has breath. It returns us where we belong. We are people with not just heads, but bodies that breathe, that are interdependent with our whole ecosystem. We are breathing in what the trees out there on either side of us are breathing out. We are physically interdependent and reliant on clean air, clean water, healthy food. Calling ourselves all that has breath also reminds me that now that we understand that burning fossil fuels in our kitchens is forcing our loved ones to breathe nitrogen dioxide and more than 20 other pollutants, work we're doing together with our friends at AIM. Now that we understand that, we must attend to that harm to all that has breath. But the psalm doesn't just describe us as all that has breath. Kol ha-neshama tehalel Yah. It points to our purpose. Let all that has breath praise the source of all life. We exist, we breathe so that we might protect and honor the sacred. I am so grateful that this morning's offering from Cedar Lane will support our grassroots climate work at Interfaith Power and Light, through which good folks of many faith traditions are coming together to create a movement, a religious response to climate change in this region. And I want to remind all of us that one of the most powerful ways we will have a chance to use our breath and our voice in service of the sacred in the coming days is to vote. I invite folks to visit our table after worship, where we can affirm that we are each planning to vote as an act of hope in the coming days. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Liv and Joelle, for your powerful and moving reflections, challenging and guiding us to be engaged in this work together across our faiths. Now we turn in our service dedicated to expressing gratitude by sharing our gifts with the community. Giving creates a circle of mutual benefit where generosity returns to us in various forms. Our gifts support not just the abstract concept of a congregation, but the tangible community we build and sustain together. Today, our Share the Plate offering will support Interfaith Power and Light, an organization dedicated to mobilizing faith communities in the fight against climate change. And by supporting IPL, we reinforce the connection between spiritual stewardship and environmental action. You can contribute online, by text, through the mail, by placing your gift in the offering plate, through smoke signals, various ways, and we will take your money, whichever way you give. Regardless of size, your offering makes a significant impact on our shared commitment to climate justice and helps sustain our beloved community. Our offering will now be given and gratefully received.
This is a sacred circle we are part.
Good morning. In the name of the most gracious, the most merciful, at the surface, the human being can seem very short-sighted, maybe even impetuous creature. God says in the scriptures that the human being was created as a steward of the earth, and that he imbued the world and all of humanity with various hues that accentuate the beauty of each and keeps everything in balance. How can both be true? One wonders, is the human being capable of sharing resources in a way that balances between the haves and the have-nots, the needs of the present and those of the future, the parent and the child? Can we exercise restraint in our usage, even in things of dire necessity? Can we walk gently upon the earth, as God says in the Quran, and not in the earth, leaving behind a light footprint? There's a verse that reads, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وهو الذي أنشأ جنات معروشات وغير معشروشات والنخل والزرع مختلفا أكله والزيتون والرمان متشابها وغير متشابه كلوا من ثمره إذا أثمر وآتوا حقه يوم حصاده ولا تسرفوا إنه لا يحب المسرفين. It is He who has brought into being gardens, the cultivated and the wild, and date palms, and fields with produce of all kinds, and olives and pomegranates, similar in kind and varied. Eat of their fruit in season, and give the poor their due on harvest day. And do not waste, for God does not love the wasteful. Upon reflection in this single verse, God tells us to be grateful. He tells us to eat local and in season, and to be, it was a bit progressive, I guess, 1,400 years ago. And in season, to be equitable in how the resources are distributed, to recycle, and to not be wasteful. I wish I was that efficient. Mindful living based on faith dictates that we take action on the climate, that we craft policies that consider not only all creatures but their habitats as well, and that we view all of existence as interconnected. God says in the Quran, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا طَائِرٍ يَطِيرُ بِجَنَاحَيْهِ إِلَّا أُمَمٌ أَمْثَالُكُمْ. All living beings roaming the earth, and even winged birds soaring through the sky, consist of communities just like yourselves. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he described in one narration the one who is mustarih and the one who is mustarahum min, the one who has repose and the one whom others have repose from. Those who live righteously, when they die, they find repose. And even the land and trees and animals are all at ease at the absence of others. So it makes us wonder, which type of person do we want to be? The type of person who brings peace to creation, or the type of person that creation is waiting to have peace from us? Mustarihun wa mustarahum min. Mindful living based on faith dictates that we realize the fragility of the delicate balance that God has set, that we share a single roof over our heads, our atmosphere, whose holds have begun to result in climate change throughout the world. God says in a verse, "And we made the sky saqafan mahfudha," a protected ceiling over you, but they from its signs are turning away. The ozone layer, as you know, acts as a barrier between the atmosphere and harmful ultraviolet radiation. Without it, something that we can't even see, our DNA would be warped beyond recognition. Plants would die. I mean, we probably wouldn't get to that point because we'd probably have cancer first. But if we were to survive, we'd just all melt because our DNA would be gone, plants would die, all human beings, we wouldn't have anything to eat. Actually, that would probably happen first. And it makes us, the more that we reflect on it, the more that we realize our predicament as human beings, how fragile life is and how precious it is, and how much we've turned away from our obligations to our Creator and towards each other. Mindful living based on faith dictates that we realize that all of the forces, all of the relationships that God has put in balance stand threatened by destruction, by one force that stands in a position to destroy everything, and that is us. That is the human being that threatens the existence of the world through violence, through destruction of our environment. Everything is upset. I'll leave you with one last example. In the Quran, God says, "Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadar." Behold, everything that we have created has been done in due measure and proportion. And one of the very subtle aspects of this verse is that it appears in the chapter of the moon, Surah Al-Qamar. It's a sublime and very subtle reminder that a moon that is 239,000 miles away can cause the tide to rise as much as 60 feet and make the Earth's crust bulge in some places by inches. That small moon, in the scale of everything, hundreds of thousands of miles away, affects everything that we do here. Our approach to conclude to the environment and to eco-justice is both terrestrial and celestial, because we live in this world, but we're not of this world. And so we also are terrestrial and celestial. Fully immerse yourself in the sensory world. Soak in the beauty of nature that you feel and you see and you hear God in the ruffling of the leaves, in the gentle breezes, in the first ray of sunshine, in the roar of a lion, and in the warm embrace of a mother or a parent or a guardian. And then after you do so, exit the sensory world and then perceive not just the created, but perceive also the Creator. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Tanushree Datta Isaacman. I'm an organizer with Action in Montgomery, a partner with Cedar Lane since the beginning. It's often overwhelming to think about climate change, to think that I can do something about a deteriorating atmosphere that's warming our planet, which is leading to rising sea levels and extreme weather patterns. But I take great comfort in my Hindu Vaishnav faith because it makes clear that I must and I can find a way to be and to act, and that if I do that, we all benefit. My faith tradition teaches that to care for the climate is to care for each other and the natural environment that we inhabit. Now, my mother loves plants. She loves gardening. From okra to eggplant to squash, marigolds, peas, beans, all kinds of greens. But the plant that she cares for the most is the tulsi, which is a type of basil. My mom's tulsi sits in an earthen pot decorated with a cloth skirt that she sewed. Tulsi, the plant in my faith, is a manifestation of Tulasi Devi, who was a great devotee of God, of Krishna. She made possible the magic of Vrindavan, where Krishna and Radha lived, and cared for them. And what we were told as children is that the way to God's heart is to care for those whom he loves. And he loved Tulasi Devi so much that we as Vaishnavas are required to care for the manifestation of her as Tulsi, as a way to his heart. As Vaishnavas, before we eat, we thank God for food, which is a tradition common across many of our faiths. We put a tulsi leaf on the plate. We chant sacred mantras, the holy names of God, on a string of beads, which are made of, you guessed it, tulsi roots. Through smell, through touch, taste, care of the tulsi, we remind ourselves of the holy presence in plant life, and that our spiritual health depends on our ability to care for the natural environment. Even as the Hindu Vaishnav tradition embeds rituals to remind us of our connection and care for the earth, for me personally, it teaches me that climate work has to be embedded in our care for each other. As Hindus, we believe that all living things, animals, plants, have a soul, or atma. And through our atma, we are connected to the Maha-atma, or God, we call Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, one of our holy texts, it explains that through Vedic karma, our actions towards ourselves, our actions towards each other, and our actions to our earth matter. To extrapolate, climate change impacts us unequally. And if there are those amongst us who, because of a warming planet and extreme weather, have leaking roofs, live with toxic mold in their apartments, live in higher levels of indoor air pollution, then my faith, Vedic karma, requires me to act. For the past 7 years, I've been organizing with tenants across Montgomery County. More recently, we have understood how climate is impacting renters in an insidious way. As a result, our team of tenant leaders have been testing gas stoves across rental properties in Montgomery County. They meet their neighbors and talk about how burning fossil fuels indoors poisons their breath and the air that they breathe. While they measure nitrogen dioxide levels from gas stoves, they listen carefully to what the residents share about themselves, their hopes, their concerns, their dreams, in French, Spanish, among many other dialects. This group of leaders, together with their communities, and many of you, have worked to pass the Empower legislation, which will set aside $350 million each year so that single-family homes and apartment buildings like theirs can upgrade to induction stoves, clean energy furnaces, ventilation systems that work, which means making sure that their families can breathe clean air. Working with this group of women continues to be incredibly inspiring for me. They show me that climate justice work does not have to be overwhelming, that when we are rooted in relationship and care for each other as our faiths teach us to do, we can find ways to have meaningful impacts. Thank you.
Love will guide the way. I will walk the way. Love will guide the way. I will walk the way. Love will guide once more. I will walk the way. Love will guide the way. I will walk I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I'm walking, I'm guided by love. On my way, I'm walking, I'm guided by love. On my way, walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way. I will walk the way, love will guide the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Leah, and members of the choir. Wow. Imagine it is 2050, and our collective hopes for liberation have materialized amidst the ashes of the past. The air is clear, rivers flow freely, and once ravaged forests pulse with new life. This vibrant world stands as a testament to our resilience, a reality crafted through struggle and unwavering commitment. What led us here wasn't just a technological advancement or policy shifts, it was a fundamental transformation of our values. We recognized the elemental truth that all beings are interconnected, understanding that our liberation is intertwined with the health of the earth and one another. Climate justice, economic justice, racial justice, social justice emerge not as separate battles, but as integral threads woven into the same fabric of our existence. We turned our backs on an extractive economy driven by greed, occupation, and oppression, replacing them with regenerative systems that prioritize care and reciprocity. We embrace sustainable solutions that honor the Earth's cycles and promote holistic flourishing. Our commitment to climate action evolved from temporary fixes to comprehensive approaches that heal ecosystems and uplift marginalized communities. At the heart of this transformation was a fierce love, a love that will not let us go, let us down, or let us off the hook, that drove our actions. Compassion became paramount, ensuring that most impacted by climate crises, indigenous peoples, communities of color, and the economically marginalized shaped and led the narratives of change. Our movements for liberation and justice converged, recognizing that a livable planet is linked to human dignity and freedom. By centering love and collective liberation, we dismantled the structures of division and built a new framework rooted in equity, care, and mutual aid. And that day, today, fear and scarcity have been replaced by abundance and solidarity. Love has reshaped our relationships with the earth, with each other, and with the essence of our shared humanity. And in this reimagined future, collective liberation is no longer a distant dream, but a vibrant reality. As we journey forward, we carry the truth that our liberation is bound together, interwoven with the fate of the earth and one another. And this interconnectedness resonates deeply with the vision in Judy Chicago's poem Merger, which envisions a world transformed through unity and compassion, which becomes a reality. And then all that has divided us will merge. And then compassion will be wedded to power. And then softness will come to a world that is harsh and unkind. And then both men and women will be gentle. And then both women and men and people will be strong. And then no person will be subject to another's will. Subject to another's will, and then all will be rich and free and varied. And then the greed of some will give way to the needs of many, and then we will share equally in the earth's abundance. And then all will care for the sick and the weak and the old, and then all will nourish the young, and then all will cherish life's creatures. And then all will live in harmony with each other and the earth. And then everywhere will be called Eden once again. This is the world we strive for. A place where compassion and strength coexist and all beings flourish together. In this spirit, let us move and turn our hearts and our voices to Leah Morris, who will lead us in being the light.
Elsewhere now, but I was so moved to be in your presence this morning. I think probably I speak for everyone, so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sing it, sir. There is always a light. We are ready to see it. There is always a light. When we are ready to be it.
the light. In our worship, announcements serve more than just updates. They are invitations to embody our values and make a meaningful impact in our community and in the world. In that spirit, I invite you to join the Environmental Justice Ministry team for a post-service gathering today at noon in the chapel. This is an opportunity to reflect on the Climate Revival Weekend, as well as share insights and brainstorm ways to engage collectively in the critical work of climate justice. And following this, at 1 p.m., right here in the sanctuary, come and participate in Ordinary Magic, a singing workshop with the amazing Leah Morris. And looking ahead, I encourage you to join me and other UU colleagues for a virtual vigil next Sunday, October 6th at 8 p.m., hosted by the Diverse Revolutionary Unitarian Universalist Multicultural Ministries, DRUM. Together, we will advocate for a ceasefire, the release of all captives, humanitarian aid, and an end to military funding of violence. You can register in the e-news. And we will be holding a new member recognition ceremony during next Sunday's service. If you feel inspired by our community and are ready to make Cedar Lane your spiritual home, we warmly invite you to become a member today. Please see Reverend Ali after the service to sign the membership book, and together we will continue to build a world where love works. In this spirit of unity, let us take a moment for reflection and peace. As we close our service, we share the Shanti Mantra, an invocation for peace that highlights our interconnectedness and the harmony we seek in our lives, in our community, and in our world. May there be peace in the heavens, peace in the sky, peace on the earth, peace in the waters, peace in the plants and trees, peace in all the divine forces, peace in the universe, and peace within us all. Om Dhyau Shantihi, Antariksham Shantihi, Prithivi Shantir, Apaha Shantihi, Oshadhaya Shantihi, Vanaspataya Shantihi, Vishve Deva Shantir, Brahma Shantihi, Sarvam Shantihi, Shantireva Shantihi, Sama Shantiredio. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So may it be. Blessing me.
Thank you.